I reached to open the refrigerator when I suddenly saw the killer's reflection in the glass. I immediately realized my cover was blown and started throwing cans at the assassin like crazy. When he got close, I kicked him hard and knocked him to the ground. Then I calmly grabbed a pack of diapers and walked quickly to the checkout counter while everyone stared in shock. As a former top assassin, I knew this wasn't over. I drove home fast, drifting around corners, rushed to the stairwell and pulled out my weapon bag that I'd hidden long ago. It was full of weapons and expired passports. To get my wife and kids out of danger, I immediately called my partner Augie and told him to prepare international passports for the whole family. At the same time, I rushed to my daughter's school to pick her up right away, but when I got to her classroom, I couldn't find her. Thankfully, after searching around, I found my daughter and took her with me. I still needed to find my son and wife before the assassins caught up. Luckily, my son was at a friend's house playing video games. After I texted his friend, my son ran out because he was afraid I'd scold him. Seeing that my son was safe, I quickly took both kids and left to find my wife, Jessica. But halfway there, I noticed a car following us. To test if it was an assassin, I deliberately drove into a tunnel. Thankfully, they didn't follow us in. I breathed a sigh of relief and successfully met up with my wife. I told the kids we were going on a trip, didn't explain much to my wife, and just urged her to get in the car quickly. But it was already too late. The assassins had predicted my moves and set up an ambush to catch our whole family. Just then a bus happened to pass by and I used it for cover. When the assassins chased us to the parking garage, I immediately started the car and drove down another road. But we hadn't gone far when the assassins came after us again, trying to force us to stop. At the critical moment, I made a sharp turn at an intersection and drifted into a narrow alley. I suddenly realized the enemy always knew exactly where we were. They must have put a tracking device on our car. To completely shake off the tail, I drove the car to my company's parking garage and closed the gate. Once inside, I pretended to check the vehicle and quickly lifted the chassis. Sure enough, I found the tracking device under there. To avoid suspicion, I secretly moved the tracker to a show-off coworker's car. My coworker got the hint and floored it onto the highway, successfully leading the assassins away. After getting rid of the threat, I drove my family straight to Las Vegas. After the long journey, our whole family finally arrived in Las Vegas. To get rid of our tiredness, I booked the presidential suite and arranged a romantic candlelit dinner. But when we returned to our room full and happy, a red dot was already aimed at my forehead. Sure enough, the killers had followed us to the hotel and were holding my wife hostage. But the killers clearly underestimated my skills. With one throwing knife, the killer fell to the ground.